The book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 26, and it reads, I'll start at verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so shall evil things for the sinners. Verse 26, the principal thing for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. Skipping or going to Ecclesiasticus chapter 29, verse 21, and it reads, the chief thing for life is water and bread, and clothing, and a house to cover shame. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, all glory to William Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kodash, double honor to the elders, to the apostles I learned this truth from. Peace and salutation to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Now more so than never. Shalom to the Akim and the Aquath up there listening and learning, Lord willingly. This is edify. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but don't subscribe to this truth. To you I say Shalom. So Brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning He is, He exists, or He to be. By Hashem, Baz in Haz Dush in His name, Yahushai, meaning He saves or He deliverer. True names of the Most High God and the Son, who these people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired by a video I saw, so I'm gonna say fair use, fair use. Not profiting off of this. I'm just lining up scriptures with this video, and it's spiritual because I read, it's mentioned twice in the scriptures because water is a very essential element in, in life, not just human life, but animals must drink water. You know what I mean? That's why the earth is got more water than it has land. Your body is made up of more water. And it's funny because, like what's that, Ecclesiastes chapter 29 and verse 21, you see in the devil or the wicked truly present themselves, or, scriptures talk about how, he's going to be revealed. What's that, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, the wicked being revealed. This devil not only is making it difficult to actually, own a home, but now he's about to make it difficult to even live. Truly a present planet. So fair use, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just about to line up scriptures with what this man about to say. I'm going to probably play it twice. Lord willing, is edifying. And this just show you the mindset of this devil. That's why Ezekiel chapter 28 talks about the Prince of Tyrese. These elites really believe. I heard something, they saying that Epstein was behind the whole Bitcoin. And I find that funny because once that comes out, pretty much the value of Bitcoin going to go to nothing. So if you got any of that shit, if I was you, I would sell. Just like how silver was up to like 100 something, and then, it went down to what, like 75 or something like that. So that's the lure ultimately. These devils trying to, control, the situation. They not trying to, they are to a degree. But at the same time, I also know that a lot of people wasn't buying. Now, like I said, you got people that's going to buy. I bet people probably buying more now because it went down. But when it was at like 100 something, yeah, people want. I think it was at 110. People, nobody wanted it. It was like it's an overabundance of it, and that's how economies work. When something is rare, it's of value, but when it's an overabundance of it, yeah, because people can't afford it. If you got sub and you had sold sub, that don't mean the next person can buy more. Like the elder said, a lot of people is priced out. But it's all spiritual too, if you can see it for what it is. I was listening with the particular brother from Houston. I met that brother too. Can't think of that brother's name, so Salakia. But I don't name names no more. But at the end of the day, he was going into just like a lot of stuff like we got to understand it because we know the scriptures or we read the scriptures. So we got to understand that the people don't got, but now we seeing everything literally like you seeing it for what it is. You read it, you understand it, it's supposed to, but now you seeing it like what it for its face value. That shit fucked me up with that company with the whole children pictures. I was like, what the fuck? I'm talking about the devil. And it makes so much sense. What else I heard? And then I'm going to continue. They said the Island Boys was pretty much with Epstein. Hence, Island Boys. Another reason this place got to go. I'm laying backing off the beloved elder apostle. Another reason. And them dudes are so weird because you saw them, they kissed each other. So you don't know what the fuck he had them doing. But it came out literally that they was with him. That's why they island boys. You know what I mean? I hated that fucking song too. It was a dude I used to work with. He used to always sing that shit. And I was like, this nigga retarded. I don't know if he liked it for real or he just was being funny. You know how Jake be. Jake could do something that he know irritate you on purpose. But Salaki, I'm rambling. So fair use. I'm not profiting enough of this. I'm just about to line the video up with scriptures. Lord willing, is edifying.
Water is the next crypto fuck. Water is the next whatever, gold. Water. You've seen the movies with Mel Gibson, Mad Max. That's where we're headed. That's it. Money doesn't mean anything. Water. And I've got some really smart guys that I've known for 35, 40 years that have been buying up water rights around the world for 30 plus years. Now, and not for sale, but actually you can produce oxygen. It's tougher to make water. You can make oxygen.
Hey, but you know what's so deep though? Because remember that one Jake, Moses, whatever? It was a Jake. He was able to produce, only the Most High could produce water, but he had it on that man's spirit to be able to take the water from the atmosphere, the air. And they broke his fucking machine. Talking about the devil for real.
Water rights. I mean, really smart guys have been buying, the families like the Rockefellers have been buying up water rights for 100 plus years.
But yet still you talking about Rockefellers with philanthropists. They doing good for the people. And then you got Bill Gates following the same footsteps. You know, he'll give out some money. You know, they give out some money. Oh, yeah, they just good people. You know, the scriptures say a gift destroyeth the heart. I remember when I was homeless and a nigga sit up there because these white people were sitting up there want to give you some money. Or they give you some money and you thinking that's your friend. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that means you would do anything for anything. You know, I respect Terrence Crawford so much more just because he retired. And then the one dude, I don't know his name. I know he like it was a basketball player or something. He said, give me $100 million and you can have my soul. He said, yeah, that shows you a lot about you. Because it was like, he was basically like, would you go back into the ring? He was like, no. He was like, shit, I didn't, you know. He said, that means you selling your soul. You know, and it's simple people that be the wisest people. You know what I mean? You ever heard an older individual? I'm talking about like, it could be your grandmama, not even a man. Just an older person that's seen life. And it'd be the simple shit. Because trust me, I've dealt with complications. You know, trying to live a street life, it don't go far. It's a trap. That's why they call it a trap. You can fuck up your life or lose your life so easily. I remember Jake sat up there and did some disrespectful shit, right? To somebody's mother. And guess what? That dude came home and literally almost got killed. You know something? I know a dude that did something disrespectful to somebody's mama. And he came home and got killed. So the Lord was with the young brother. He didn't even come home. Well, I don't know why I said come home. But yeah, I remember that. And that's why, Jake be talking about fools and shit. That's why I called myself trying to lightweight give some guidance. Because wasn't nobody else trying to.
There's a reason why Ted Turner, I believe, is either the largest or the second largest landowner in the United States. He's not buying it for the land. He's buying it for the fucking water rights. Water is the next.
And this is the same individual that sat up there and said that pretty much Bitcoin, and he probably an insider or, he juiced in, what I mean? Again, like I said, these billionaires don't really want to go to their bunkers. They trying to make as much money as possible and all that. It's just DJ Trump is pushing, the envelope. He pushing it. Push it to the limit. Because he know he fuck around and get hung or something. Like he know the American people fed up with him. All he has done is lie. Like literally, like he know they coming for him. But something gonna have to happen. Because who will willingly do that? Who's just gonna be the sacrifice like that? So they know it's got certain repercussions coming with it. Like every action has a reaction, right? But just imagine that these devils is playing God. That's what the scriptures talk about, Ezekiel chapter 28, or let me get this, Proverbs chapter 29. It reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Just imagine that you can't actually just get a sip of water. You know, it's going to be rationed to you. Or if you piss them off, they, you know, like prison. Have you ever been to prison? Have you ever been in county jail? County jail sometimes worse than prison. Wanna know why? Because you can have a little bit more freedom of, you know, when you got something held over your head, you stressing. But when you already know you got to deal with the situation, you got to man up. You know, you get over the hump. I've seen many of dudes sitting up there trying to fight a case, stress the fuck out, you know. But when you get into to your parent institution where you got to do your time at, literally, ease of mind. You might see some people you can maneuver a lot better, you know what I mean? And you try to get yourself together to the best of your ability. It's like kind of like with us patiently waiting for this thing to go down. Because we are in a prison planet. But at the same time, the scriptures talk about the Lord, our Heavenly Father, our Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua being long-suffering. So if we made his image, we're supposed to learn how to be long-suffering as well. You know, I came to the realization my life is not going to never get no better. You know, the Lord been doing so many things. He'll wait till the last minute to come through. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, like this one, I'm like, damn, is the Lord gonna look out? But I never once blasphemed or disrespected. I ain't even whine like that. You know what I mean? I ain't made no video about what, you know what I mean? I might have said go on some shit, but I'm watching the Lord do something. Like when he sent me out in that cold. And I was like, damn, the temperature ain't been this cold in so long. It wasn't even the temperature. Like, it wasn't even the weather. Them hunkies showing they ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, these crackers really like just some demonic ass people. And you got 2/3 of Jake that want to follow in their stead. So fuck 2/3. This is book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which is the wicked is told in Malachi chapter 1 who the wicked are, which is Esau, Edom, so-called white man. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that's the Lord being facetious. You know, he's saying if you don't think this man the wicked, then who the fuck is the wicked? You know, and that's why the world is being ruled in such wickedness, because look at who in rulership. I mean, look at how wicked the world is, because look at who is in rulership. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 2. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So majority of the earth is, wicked, and you just seeing the wickedness compound because look who in rulership. And they can't pretty much showing you they wicked. You know, they ain't show you no coverage of them destroying those Baal statues. You know, but if somebody just did a video of it showing you, they making the same with the propaganda that Iran is basically bucking up against they government, when you had a lot of like sleeper cells or what you call them? Yeah, pretty much you got individuals that pretty much is like pretty much on America's side within there. You know. I forgot who brought out the term the economic hitman. And what did they do? They economically laid a blow to Iran. But, China and probably more than likely Russia is actually aiding them. I heard somebody do a video about how China's giving them weaponry, and that's why they ain't just stormed in there. But the Lord gonna put a spirit on them to do that. This is a year of the horse. And I didn't even think to look that up. Just so happened the Lord gave it to me, and I'm like, damn. And when I looked it up, it goes into like war. So all this was set up, it's a spirit that he said that China's the model. I wonder what next year is. I'll probably go look that up. They got a year of the rat. I think 2012 was the year of the rat. I'm gonna have to look that up. And in Chinese culture, they don't look at rats as if they abominable, they look at them like they're wise. They hold them to a certain, they revere them to a degree. But, again, everything is wicked here because of, the wickedness of this earth. When man fell into, to sin, when we went off, pretty much, that's when we were subjected to death. That's in the scriptures. I believe in the book of Romans, and that's why we've been in a perpetual state of sin. But now that the Lord is giving us back, the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding, and showing us who we are, and allowing us to have the grace to come back and beg for mercy, you seeing. I mean, the scriptures talk about our righteousness as filthy rags, but it's better than the wickedness of this earth. Like the elders always used to say, the best of the worst. First Ezra chapter 4, I think it starts at verse 35. I'm going to start at verse 36. I'm going to start at verse 35. I'm going to start at verse 34, Salakia. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. And it's so spiritual because, the scriptures talk about through the breaking of strongholds, through these scriptures, through this truth, we've broken through the lies of this world. And I know a lot of people can't see it, but at the same time, a lot of people see more than what they used to see. And that's why, like I said again, just knowing the truth is a spiritual power. Know how much so? Because if you ever been in the spirit and been speaking and out on the camp or on the battleground and said something and then watch the Lord manifest it by having what you just said ride past on a billboard. I remember one time a brother was talking about dogs and a motherfucker walked past with dogs. Because spiritual power is the ability to manifest, right? So like I said again, it's not far-fetched for a man to sit up there and be in need and the Lord, manifest food. Manna come from the heavens. Like I said again, I've always been a comic book head. I'm still a comic book head. Probably gonna die a comic book head. Call me a nerd. I'm a nigga nerd. A nerd nigga. However and I'm not even very bright. I'm just not completely stupid. But no, I've always knew it was something beyond this shit we see. That's the blessing of the Lord. Because if he'd just gave me to the world and let me just die, nigga, I mean, I'm going to tell you something. And it ain't none of your business, but just to show you how I don't know what my end is, but I know it's a purpose. My demon had a condition called tilted uterus. You go look that up. So basically women with that can't have children. I got 3 children by her. All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, especially this, the king of Babylon, this motherfucker here, this hypocrite, this actor, and nobody likes a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I only time I've acted is when it came to a judge or a bitch. And then it got to the point, I ain't even acting with the bitch. I act with the judge. You know what I mean? I act with the police. My brother said something years ago. He said, it's only 2 people I lie to. The judge and the police. Well, he said 3, I think. No, I think he said the judge, because I don't think he even mentioned the police. He said I think he said he ain't gonna speak to them. He's gonna, answer basic questions. But he said, I'm a lot of the judge, I'm a lot of my bitch. Because I love her and the judge can actually affect my life. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them as Salaki, no truth in them, in their unrighteousness also they shall perish. And this, we watching this system die. And that's why you gotta lock in. I mean, shit, I'm talking to myself first and foremost. I've been kind of slacking off, because of the simple fact I've been going through a lot of little shit, and that's not even a good excuse, But you know how the Lord, a brother just made mention of that, You could be grieved. The thing is that you pray, you better do something for the Lord, or you better stay, again, you might not do a video, but like brothers be saying, I might be, I might be helping another brother, or I might, because brothers, I think, be feeling ashamed when they don't do a video. I know I do. The elder said that. He said, sometimes I be feeling like I don't do enough. And the elder, if he don't lead by example, you got to be like, well, damn, all the elders for real. We know our beloved, who if we could, well, the elder never made that statement about the high priest. I know he feels the high priest is Yahweh Shai, our big brother. So, but, I respect all the beloved elder apostles. But you got the top elder. So, but he never said no shit like that. And that was humble. You know what I mean? That's what I say. Like when you get out there, like say, I know I suffer from pride to a degree, but I ain't know that was scary. And then the Lord, that Humpty Dumpty, you sat on a great wall. The Lord get him to thinking. So just imagine if he do something to the bishop. Oh my God. That might shake. That might put that'll fuck so many people up. But Lord willingly do get it right. You know what I mean? Lord willingly we all do. Lord don't want to lose none. But at the same time, on the flip side, this wasn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that, that deep. Verse 38, as for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. So, this truth is going to destroy these fucking devil's lives. That's why they getting beaten up so bad. They looking stupid. Deuteronomy chapter 28. And I think it was 48, because at the end of the day, and now you see in this wicked ass system, they passed that big beautiful bill, but now they just passed Save America, the Save America Act. Go check into that shit. So they about to see who voting, who ain't voting. They doing the Lord moving. Call lawyer like y'all but you shot. Hopefully, life don't look the same, but it can't. You got to think about it. All these people losing all these fucking jobs. They pretty much just eliminate so many people off of these programs. I just read something they talking about they ain't fund ICE like that. Which, how that's going to happen? Trump sat up there and said he going to do something without Congress's approval. So he moving like the king. So yeah, I mean, the writing on the wall. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. And a lot of people is about to be put in fucked up situations. I called a temp agency today. Back in the day, you go there, get a job the same day, go out, He said, we pretty much sending out 3 people a day. He said, pretty much these companies ain't literally looking out. Because, I just heard the elder apostles, along with the other elder bros, speaking on this. Like, yeah, the jobs is looking fucked up. And you got brothers in the truth going through it. For whatever reason, the beautiful thing about it is you got the body. It's a brotherhood. I've witnessed that firsthand. That's why I never really, I was more offended by particular individuals doing certain shit. But then again, like you say, action, reaction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Only so much a person can take, right? But I find it funny again because, like I said, hey, well, hold up. So wasn't that the Lord making him not say nothing? He did snap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I snap, then it'd be the most wickedest shit in the world because that shit wouldn't have been right. Like I said again, I'm scared of the Lord. I know the Lord will let it. I watch the Lord do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really starting to see how the Lord move, the Lord constantly testing us. Lord say, "Oh yeah, you gonna play, man? Hey, even though nobody want to do this, I don't want to do this. I knew if we do that, I don't know who gonna get fucked up." But I don't want to get fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and rearrange it. And look, again, for like the last couple months, the Lord wait till the last minute to look out. Like, here, I got you. You better trust. And that's the whole thing is going to boil down to. It ain't going to boil down to how many people you're around, how much food you got, how many pieces of silver you fucking got. It's going to boil down to how much faith you got. Look at Deuteronomy. So is you gonna have the faith when you can't get no fucking water to literally wait on the Lord to give you something to drink? This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 48. And 2/3 is not. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies. We were sent here to be judged, not to be on these streams, the entertainers. I mean, although the Lord did set up entertainers because everybody play a part. This is the Lord movie. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when you realize that you an Israelite, like people like Snoop Doggy Dogg, that nigga called himself Snoop Lion. You know, Eminem. Why you think Eminem was rocking that beard? You know what I'm saying? Like they know, they just either terrified or don't want to lose what they got. You know, they really, you know, and I get what the elder was always saying. He say, you know, think about it. If the Lord made 50 Cent a prophet, it'd be too easy, right? No, the Lord don't want everybody to be converted and healed. Because people got to be judged. More are going to be destroyed than going to be delivered. Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. We got to go to this devil for all things. And now this devil talking about, nigga, you got to come to me to even get water. Like he the most high. The Lord got to come. We all need to be praying that every night. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. This devil's, and that's how you know this system about to go in place. That's why they say, nigga, you won't own nothing. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And we were destroyed to a degree, but now the Lord, you know, what's that, Ezekiel chapter 37, the valley of the dry bones. He's awakening us to this truth. And that's why you got brothers so fervent in the spirit. And that's why brothers go so hard for this truth. I mean, sometimes I see brothers camping and I ain't gonna lie. I ain't envious or resenting, but I'll be just like, damn, I missed that. Longing. I'm more so longing. But everybody got to know what to do, what's best for them, and everybody got to follow the spirit. This is Psalms chapter 37 and verse 34. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. So stay locked in. Verse 35, I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, which is a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. One of his beloved prophets. You know, I ain't gonna just say the prophets though, because you know, you got helps. You got people that believe, they don't necessarily go out and teach. I met a brother like that, a beautiful brother. I remember I seen him since I was out the camp. And he was just so, his smile was so genuine. You know, you ever seen a motherfucker give you a fake smile? And then you see somebody give you a sincere smile? And I'm an antisocial, I mean, like, you know, I'm not a social butterfly. I'm like, you're gonna be like, this nigga is like awkward. like Rampage Jackson said, Mike Tyson, you ever seen him dance? He said, as much as he could fight and move his feet, he couldn't dance. He can't dance. He ain't got no rhythm. Is Mike Tyson a white boy? You be the judge. So that mean all white boys or all niggas can dance? It says, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. The upright. The morally righteous. The ones that's following the law, statutes, commandments. It's a lot of wickedness going on. I mean, I'm talking about like And I remember the brother, he told me, because I told him before I left, I said, man, I'm probably going, he said, man, listen, don't do that. He said, Satan getting stronger. You know how much, I could see how much stronger Satan got. Verse 38, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. So transgressors even going into 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You know, it goes into, what's that? Isaiah chapter 16, it says, all those that be joined unto him shall be thrust through. So everybody that made deals and like fuck with him like that, gonna be fucked up. It is what it is. But the salvation of the righteousness of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, he is their strength in the time of trouble. Call Loyim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. This is a good script. You know, this one, it's a scripture I love. Yeah, I've been lightweight slacking. Salaki Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. And that's what you ultimately got to trust in. You can't trust. And then, you know, again, the Lord deals with people. He the Lord of Sabaoths, armies. He deals with individuals. You know, I used to think everybody that was involved in Hollywood, I used to think that because I had to deal with so much stuff being my lot. But then I come to realize, no, like that guy Casanet. You know how powerful he got to be able to walk away from that shit like that? And I always wondered about him because he used to expose certain shit if you pay attention. I'm just gonna say that much. And I've never sat and just been on the stream, but I watch shorts. They always used to pop up in my feed, so I'll watch them sometimes. And I'm like, oh, this is the new thing, because that chick, I ain't gonna call her chick, that lady, Sophia, the one that wrote Terminator and all that, she said the new thing was gonna be streaming. And we watching it manifest. So I don't know if she an insider or she probably an insider more than likely. Like, get the fuck out of here. Esau ain't gonna let you just, if you know too much, Esau is the ultimate gangster. You know what I'm saying? Esau will take your ass out. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 16, I'm gonna end it with this. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase them. And we watching a whole bunch of wicked people deal in their wickedness. They loving this shit. But the righteous shall see their fall. And if you of the righteous, the scriptures talk about that in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach or Wisdom, I can't remember where, but it's in the Apocrypha. It talks about a man, 7 things, a man, you know, and he was like, or 6 things and the 7th thing, and pretty much it said watching his children grow up or the fall of his enemy. I know I'm not gonna get to watch my children grow up. You know how difficult it is to take care of, and you know, I ain't gonna keep on saying I do it all by myself. I got a little like helpmate, because she come and she helps. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm grateful for that. Lord, like, be looking out more than, you know, that's why I'm trying to not cry so much. You know, I used to cry because I'm like, God damn, it's always something, like everything, you know, everything all the time. And Jake can sit up there, I'm talking to you and all that. Jake didn't give a fuck for real. Jake ain't got his mind, we kings over here. And I was like, well, damn, Jake, why you think that? And then I fell into the shit too, but then at the same time, it was like wisdom. Certain brothers didn't come with brothers, and you know, I wish if I could retract and do it differently, I probably would have came and left early. No, I mean, I ain't gonna say no disrespectful shit, but what I'm saying is like seriously, and then maybe it wouldn't be so much like like I think it was like, cause like Jake told me one time, he was like, he's like, just do what you're supposed to do. And he was like, if that messes up because of the leadership or who, that's on him. And I ain't looking at it like that because I'm looking at it carnally. I'm like, well, shit, what you talking about? Why would I just follow blindly some goofy shit? But I didn't see the spirit the way he saw it back then. Now I see what he was talking about. And I was like, damn. But what if it was just meant to be like this? Because I watched the brother.
Right, ladies. So I went from nothing.
Hey, normally that shit come on all the time. That's how you know this shit recording everything I'm saying. But anyhow, I watched the brother that, you know, I know very well. And he said, yeah, we being watched. When did you figure it out though? Yeah, we been being watched. I'm talking about we here, right? So may the Lord, you know, protect us. Because you're going to have to stand as a man on what the fuck. Like, I heard the elder say that. He said, shit, as a man, you talking all that shit. What if they put you by yourself? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to stand on that shit. It's easy to say a lot of shit when there's 20 people around you. What happens when it's just you? May the Lord be with his elect. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statute, commandments of your power. His true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. You will be destroyed with that. We give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem. Wadash, double honors to the elders, to the apostles I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua to listen and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwame Yasharallah, and Wathla Babal.